Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. The individual is ephemeral. Races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. It is paradoxical yet true to say that the more we know, the more ignorant we become in the absolute sense, for it is only through enlightenment that we become conscious of our limitations. There is no subject more captivating, more worthy of study than nature. We build but to tear down, most of our work and resources squandered. Our onward march is marked by devastation. Everywhere there is an appalling loss of time, effort, and life. A cheerless view, but true. Antisocial behavior is a trait of intelligence in a world full of conformists. Universal peace is a beautiful dream, but not at once realizable. The human being is a self-propelled automaton, entirely under the control of external influences. The gift of mental power comes from God, divine being, and if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with this great power. The last 29 days of the month are the hardest. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. Every living being is an engine geared to the wheelwork of the universe. I'd always thought of women as possessing those delicate qualities of mind and soul that made her, in her respects, far superior to man. It is not in the shallow physical imitation of men that women will assert, first, their equality, and later their superiority, but in the awakening of the intellect of women. Everyone should consider his body as a priceless gift from one whom he loves above all, a marvelous work of art, of indescribable beauty and mystery beyond human conception. Most certainly, some planets are not inhabited, but others are. And among these, there must exist life under all conditions and phases of development. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. The tendency of women to push aside man, supplanting the old spirit of cooperation with him in all the affairs of life, is very disappointing to me. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. Great moments are born from great opportunities. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances towards his goal in 7-league boots. A new idea must not be judged by its immediate results. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. Genius is its own passport and has always been ready to change habitats until the natural one is found. Originality thrives in seclusion, free of outside influences, beating upon us to cripple the creative mind. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. To know each other, we must reach beyond the sphere of our senses' perceptions. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today's common occurrences. One's salvation could only be brought about through his own efforts. Science is but a perversion of itself, unless it has as its ultimate goal the betterment of humanity. Gain more, waste less, spend efficiently, learn. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. It is the most important product of his creative brain. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. The hard work of the future will be pushing buttons. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. We are just waves in time and space, changing continuously, and the illusion of individuality is produced through the concatenation of the rapidly succeeding phases of existence. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. Instinct is something which transcends knowledge. It's not the love you make, it's the love you give. Everything that exists, organic or inorganic, animated or inert, is susceptible to stimulus from the outside. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born. Inventors don't have time for married life.